So 4.5 ounces of prosciutto in 6 tablespoons of butter. Add 2¼ cups of white onion, 3/4 of a cup of carrot, and 3/4 of a cup of finely diced celery. Saute until the onions are translucent and the carrots have softened. And to this we add 2 pounds of pork shoulder ground in just a little tiny bit of olive oil. Add 3 cups of dry marsala. And we need 2 teaspoons of high-quality tomato paste. And now we add 3 cups of brown chicken stock. This is 3/4 of a cup dried porcini, and we're not going to use the porcini quite yet. Bring this to a boil. Simmer again for 2 hours this time. Now, more things to add to the sauce. 10 ounces of cremini mushrooms and the porcini. Chop these very fine and get those into the cremini mushrooms. And so now add your mushrooms to the rest of the ragu. So now I am buttering the interior of the ramekins. And now 1 round of pasta in the bottom of each, 1 teaspoon of grated Parmesan cheese, 1½ tablespoons of the ragu on top. Spread it out a little bit. Now, this is a rich bechamel. And now another layer. And continue. Bake these in a 350-degree oven on the center rack for about 15 minutes until the sauce is bubbly. Increase the heat to 425 and bake until crispy on top. That takes about 10 minutes more. So definitely time-consuming to make, but absolutely worth it. This lasagna is that good. Chicken Parmesan, it was actually created right here in the United States by immigrants who had settled in Italian-American neighborhoods. So add to 4 cups of panko 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, sprinkled all over. I find that the chicken looks so much better and tastes really good if the panko is toasted first. So get those right into your 400-degree oven for approximately 15 minutes. So now into flour. Regular flour is just fine. Into the egg, and then into your panko. And really press the breadcrumbs into the cutlet to get an even golden brown coating. So these go right into a preheated 450-degree oven, and they'll take about 8 to 10 minutes to cook. So these are fresh out of the oven, and I'm just spooning some basic marinara sauce on top of the cutlets. So just sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of the cutlets, right into the broiler. Oven baked chicken Parmesan, a real treat for you and your family. It's nearly impossible to come up with a more unforgettable pasta dish than the raviolo I'm about to make. We're using 2 cups of 00 flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to use 3 eggs. And we also add to this pasta dough 1 tablespoon high-quality extra virgin olive oil. And when the dough comes together, which it's doing now, that's your pasta dough. So here we have a nice, smooth, moist, but not sticky dough. And you must rest this dough for at least 30 minutes at room temperature. On with the filling. And we have 1 bunch of spinach leaves. It takes just a few seconds for the spinach to wilt. Just saute this in about 1/2 tablespoon of butter. So that's just perfect. And in a bowl, mix 1/2 cup of fresh ricotta cheese, 1½ ounces of grated Parmesan, white pepper, and nutmeg. So mix this right into the ricotta cheese, and you squeeze your filling. So you do 2 rounds of the filling, leaving a little indentation in the middle. This is your well into which you can drop your egg yolk. Look how cute that is. And now using a brush with just plain water, this is going to hold the top layer of pasta dough onto the bottom layer. 2 minutes in the boiling water. Serve right out of the hot water. And when you cut into this, do you want to see? That egg yolk just oozes out. Fantastic raviolo. It's simply out of this world.